I just want to share some updates with Snap2List. I've updated. So on the dashboard, once logged in, you click dashboard. From here, you will land on your dashboard where you'll have a couple of tools you could work with. So once you are connected in this integrations box, with the click of a button, you will get all this information. And we do see this profit expense chart. This gives your profit and expense per month, and then clicking on a bar. So let's say December, we'll get our daily profit and expense. We also do have this external expense, which is part of our, not part of eBay. This is not part of eBay expenses, but part of your own. So it could be anything like rent and like software used. I'll show you that a bit more. This is part of the expense tracker. Now, the send offers box is all the offers you could send. You could send offers just like this. You could pick a description or create your own and save for later. So our next box is our manage eBay orders, where you could track your orders, and if any new order came, you will see it. So hovering over the profit will give you a profit breakdown with total sales, eBay fees, which are auto collected, shipping costs, which are auto collected once you do purchase a shipping label. And then if you put your cost of goods and see your true profit. And then I do have more available information over here explaining why this is green, why this is red for refunds. Then you could click the view shipping details to view shipping details for this order. And over here is our account health where you view your seller status, if you are top rated, above standard or below standard. Then also listing violations if you have any, and then transaction summaries all times. Then we have our AI insights, which will collect all this data from all these boxes and give you a insight of tips you could improve on. And then over here is our create and view inventory location. You want to make sure you have an inventory location available to use the create listing tool, which I'll show you. And then this productivity and expense tracker, track your current streak and longest streak. And this helps you stay consistent and also you earn rewards. Also track your expense. So for example, for the day I listed 5 and it took me an hour and 30 minutes, or let's just say 20 minutes for this example. And if you are a premium user, over here you could put your expenses. And for here we could put supplies, and the supplies cost Arno SKU 101, and this costs 250. You could either do it the total or you could do it individually. So we have 5, and then this will output 5. And then the rewards, you could see they're different based on different tiers, and you could redeem credits which are used for these tools, which I'll show you. And you can also buy individual credits as needed. And the last two boxes on the dashboard is the change log, so what's happening, and guides and promotions. Alright, so now on the SEO title generator, one of the tools, this is great for just getting a title, or if you don't know what the item is, just upload it and it will give you a basic overview. So you want to click on this upload images, and from here you have a couple ways you could upload: my files, web address, and Google Drive, Dropbox, and a lot more. So I'm going to be using my files. I have a couple images I took before. So I have this clothing piece, I have no idea what it is. I'm gonna upload it. And this translate title, if enabled, it will translate to the marketplace you are in, so the location you are in. So if I click analyze, if this is unselected, it'll just do English. So if I click generate, and the major update I did for this version is the time it took to process everything. So over here you can see we have a title, which is exactly what the images is. You can also edit this, and eBay does recommend 80 characters, so You could add some more, or you could use this keyword generator to give you some more options. So now over here, you could translate to any marketplace. So now the keyword generator, it works similar to the title creator. So over here, we're going to upload the same images I had. And you do have a couple ways to upload, like I said. This takes one token, and these tokens are based on your limit over here. I am on the premium plan. You could view more tokens here. So if I click analyze image, and like I said, the process time should be a lot faster than the current version. And we do get some keywords we could use. I'm going to move on to the create listing tool we have. This is one of the main tools. So once you have inventory location, if you do not, it will tell you to create one before using this. So over here, it works the same as the title creator and the listing or the keyword generator. So I'm going to upload the same images here. And this translate title and description works the same. If I click generate, this takes 2 tokens instead of 1. So if I click generate, it should be a lot faster. And from here, we get a whole lot of information. So it's 4 steps, 4 quick steps. And step 1 is basic information. And from on this right bar, you could view your current title, a description, and you could view your images if needed. Here, it auto generates the description and the title. We can also add generate a SKU, which is a required field. Over here is a pretty basic SKU generator, but in the future I'll update it to have it so it remembers what your last number was. So if you had it to box 1, it'll automatically update to box 2 for the next listing. So once I do click generate, it gives me a SKU. And over here, do you see the title? It is 52 out of 80. And then on this listing score, it tells us that this is a good title, but ideally 70 plus is better. And it also gives you other optimal targets you should be looking to do. And we can also translate. And let's say we want to add more, but we have no idea what to add. We click this generate keywords and let this generate. So once generated, we could use all these keywords. We could either click on one or we could just write it. So in this case, I'm just going to click on one and I'll just add it and our score would also update. That's a cool feature I've added. We could, in the future, it's going to update a lot more. So now moving on, we have this category and from here, you cannot see the drop down, but this gives me a drop down of the best category to choose. So I'm going to click on the first one. And this is clothing, shoes, accessories, women's clothing, and a tops category. From here, I choose condition. Let's say I were to choose used. I could pick a description, save one for later, and I will actually keep it to used. So we're gonna click that. We have one, and the price over here. Since I am on the premium plan, I do have smart pricing enabled. Smart pricing, basically, if I were to click on this chart, it gives you active prices or sold prices for a similar item to yours. And for now, we only have one that was recent. And based on this metrics, you could come up with the price. And this will always update in the future. For now, we only see one transaction, but other listings have a lot more. So now if I click next and all my errors are gone, my listing is also at 100%. Now step 2 is item aspects, generates required aspects automatically. So in the future we'll have optional ones, but for now I could refer back to this brand is vintage, and most of these inputs are auto-filled sometimes. So if we click right vintage America, you can see also a drop down which suggests more. The size is extra small. We could also refer to this right. And the size type is regular, multicolor. We'll keep it at that. We'll keep it at this type and woman. So if I were to click next, step three is the policies. And over here, I do have them auto-filled. And I did this by going to settings and saving them before. But you can always change them and click next. And this will generate the listing. So now step four is rearranging the images and creating the listing. So from here, we could rearrange the images. And these are the eBay listing fees, which are determined from eBay if it sells. Here I could either save it to my drafts, which I'll show you in our listing drafts, to publish later or schedule, or you could create it right now on the spot. So if I were to click create listing, it creates the listing and we should see our link pop up. So now we do see it. We could click on this view on eBay and it is posted. So the eBay bulk create listing tool works the same as the create listing tool. But over here you could save it. It will save in step three, instead of creating the listing, it will save it to the batch and then you could publish the batch as a whole. So I'm gonna show you real quick. So you click on this, I'm gonna add some new images I have. Go analyze. And this form will be the same 1 through 4 step form with the auto-filled and stuff. Over here, you'll have your batch overview. You have a max of 20 listings at a time. And once you click publish batch, it'll publish all of them together, or you can push two drafts from right here. So on the listing drafts page, whatever you pushed to the drafts, well, you could see over here. You could view all the information clicking on it. You could also publish it live from right here and schedule it, which is coming soon. And you can also bulk publish. So now on the check-in page, this is what I was showing you guys on the dashboard, the productivity and expense tracker box we have. From there, you could view all your listing times that you logged in or checked in for. Right here, it'll give you basic information like how many listings you created, average time it takes, most listings in a day, and this will help you keep track and improve in any area you need. You can also add notes of what you did new probably. You can also edit and delete. If you click on this gift, from here you could redeem the rewards which I was showing you before. And also you could start your timer and time yourself while working. Okay, so now we're on our Finance Hub page. And from here, you would have to click this refresh button so it gets the latest data. And this will fetch in the background so it doesn't lag. And you can also collapse this bar and you could open it. So we're going to wait for this data to fetch. And once fetched, it will fetch all your transactions. So once the data is loaded, you'll see this top grid. We have our financial overview, shipping details, taxes collected, overview metrics, and the payout metrics. Going over this net profit will give a breakdown. We can also see our external expenses. Go to this refunds, you can see our refunded orders by order ID and the revenue and refund amount. Moving down, you do have in our Finance Hub, we have a couple tabs. We have our overview, transactions, add expenses, and reports. And forecasting is coming soon. So in our overview, we do see our profit expense chart, which we see on the dashboard as well. We can also change gears. Our monthly comparison, you compare through so our current month versus a previous month or any month you choose. And we also have this financial highlights chart, which will give our different trends. So we have our profits, expenses, and our externals. And we also have this time frame over here, which you could select a time range. So here on the transactions tab, you can see our transactions table on the left side and then our insights and customer trends on the right. So on the left side over here, you could filter by order number, username, transaction ID, amount, and transaction type. We also have date range, which is default by all time. You can remove all filters by clicking this button, and all this data is based on this refresh button when you refreshed it. So over here in our table chart, you can see our amount, fees, and net. Clicking on a order ID or clicking on a username will bundle all the related orders. And on the right side, you can see our most spending customers. This is all time or based on this date range. We have our transaction types breakdown. We have our most active transaction days and then unique customers per day. And this is all based on this date range. You could customly put. So now on the add expenses, over here on the left side, you can see our stats and insights and also quickly add an expense. Then on the right side, we see this table with all our expense logged. You can also view 100 per page or etc. Over here, you see the net profit, which will also this includes the external expense, but if I were to turn this off, it will turn that off. We see our revenue, external expenses, and expenses. We see our category spending. So these are all the categories I used, and then we see the breakdown. And then we have this quick add expense where you could quickly add expense. Choose a category. You can also create one quickly. And then we have our description and identifier. And you click log expense and you'll see it in our expense log over here. And in our expense log, you could filter by date for now. You could add a note and you can also edit and delete. And you click this add expense in the header to add expense. And you can also do this in the productivity and add expense we have on the dashboard. So this is our reports tab. Over here on the left side, we'll see our generate financial report. You go so you're gonna select a range. I'm gonna select all. You could download a CSV or you could download as a PDF. And then we see our past downloaded reports. So if I were to click generate report, this will give us the report in the preview on the right side. You could choose different templates, and these templates are some have transactions and external expenses, some have other stuff. You could choose the best ones for you. And from here, you could click download. And if you do click download, you do see it in our past downloaded and reports. And from here, you can just re-download or delete. So that was it. That was a basic overview of Snap2List major updates I've been doing for the past month. And if you are a seller, check it out and let me know if